Welcome to the complete build story of Trinidad Bay at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound near Panama City Beach on Florida's Emerald Coast. We begin with the home site before vertical construction, follow the original build into the completed home, and then return for a screened enclosure added afterward as a separate post-construction improvement. The photographs document visible progress. They do not replace plans, permits, inspection records, warranties, or professional advice, and no image proves that an item passed inspection. Our process context comes from Minto Community's How We Build material and its 10-step quality assurance program, together with Latitude Margaritaville's published energy-efficient home information. Together, these materials highlight the construction sequence, coordination of structure and building systems, weather protection, energy-efficient features, finish quality, milestone reviews, homeowner education, closing, and follow-up, providing a substantive framework for the visible work documented here. Stage 1 is foundation and site preparation. The opening view shows the prepared home site before the house rises. Layout, finished elevations, utility penetrations, underground routes, drainage relationships, and concrete geometry all have to align with the plans. Plumbing points rise through the slab where framed walls will soon stand. The surface looks simple, but the future rooms are already referenced in this work. Foundation photographs also preserve practical context that will soon disappear. They show where the slab meets the surrounding grade, where services enter, and how the footprint sits between neighboring homes. That chronology gives a buyer a more organized way to understand progress and ask timely questions. This is where my buyer representation service becomes especially valuable. When I represent customers who are building, I spend time walking the home, documenting visible progress and concerns, bringing those observations to the builder for a response or correction, following up, and keeping my buyers regularly informed. My role is attentive progress documentation and communication advocacy. That role has clear boundaries. I am not acting as a home inspector, engineer, builder, code official, or guarantor. A construction walk does not replace an independent inspection where one is appropriate. The value is organized observation, timely communication, and follow-through, while work remains accessible and my buyers deserve a clear picture of progress. Stage 2 is framing and dry-in. Exterior walls define the footprint. Interior partitions map the floor plan. Roof trusses establish the shape overhead. Openings locate windows, doors, garage bays, and outdoor connections. This is a structural shell made from components designed to work together as a system. In this close-up above the framed opening, metal straps are visible around the header and nearby framing. Depending on the engineered detail, straps like these can help transfer tension or uplift into adjacent framing or route lateral forces around the interruption created by the opening. From a photograph alone, we cannot identify the manufacturer, exact product, capacity, fastening schedule, concealed connections, code compliance, or inspection status. A continuous load path is a connected chain of components, not necessarily one unbroken metal piece. Wind uplift can move from roof sheathing into trusses or rafters, through roof-to-wall connections, down wall framing, and toward anchorage at the foundation. Lateral forces can travel through roof and floor diaphragms into braced or sheathed wall lines. Around openings, headers, nearby studs, wall piers, straps, and hold-downs can redirect forces. As dry-in advances, weather-resistive layers begin protecting the structure. House wrap surrounds the exterior. Window and door assemblies appear with perimeter details. Roof membrane, drip edge, fascia, roof finish, cladding, and sealed penetrations all contribute to water management. No single photograph tells the complete moisture story, but the sequence records visible transitions before finishes hide them. Stage 3 is mechanical, electrical, and plumbing rough-in. Supply, drain, and vent lines find planned routes. Boxes establish receptacle, switch, lighting, and equipment locations. Wiring returns to the service panel. HVAC ducts and registers reach intended rooms. The photograph on screen shows plumbing, electrical, and HVAC sharing open framing cavities, while their routes and clearances can still be seen. At the recurring black location marks, the slender vertical elements appear consistent with vertical tie-down hardware, possibly threaded rods or localized hold-downs. In a design continuous load path, hardware of this kind can help carry uplift or overturning tension down through the wall toward foundation anchorage. Wall sheathing typically carries in-plane shear, while tie-down components resist tension. The image cannot establish the product, capacity, termination, compliance, approval, or as-built performance. Close views of wiring bundles, plumbing routes, ducts, vents, framed chases, and service locations show why trade coordination matters. One cavity can serve several systems while preserving required clearances and structural integrity. This stage commonly includes rough inspections before concealment. Official status belongs to the project record rather than to a photograph. The enclosure progresses as insulation appears with sealed windows, doors, ducts, and penetrations. Continuity is the central idea. Gaps, compression, and unsealed bypasses can reduce performance, so green or energy reviews can occur where applicable before finishes close the work away. Published Watersound information describes fresh air intake, sealed ducts, low E glass, efficient heating and cooling, insulation, LED lighting, bathroom exhaust, a tankless gas water heater, and water-saving fixtures. Labels and project records determine what is installed in a specific home. Stage 4 brings drywall. Sheets cover the framing, joints are taped, and fasteners and seams receive compound. Multiple finishing passes create the surfaces that paint will reveal. The open living area gains clear boundaries, while hallways, bedrooms, bathrooms, closets, and utility spaces become easier to read. Minto's How We Build review calls attention to house wrap, window sealant, roof waterproofing, drip edge, fascia, exterior fixtures, supply points, shutoffs, cleanouts, and cladding tolerances. Looking at visible work during construction helps a buyer ask focused questions while access remains possible. Drywall is both a visual transformation and a handoff, because earlier documentation matters more after rough work is concealed. Stage 5 is interior paint and exterior completion. Walls and ceilings gain a uniform finish. Outside, the coastal color palette comes together, the driveway and approach settle into place, and the home begins to belong to the Watersound streetscape. The water views place the rear elevation, roof lines, windows, and covered patio in relation to the pond and neighboring homes. Latitude Margaritaville Watersound describes a low-maintenance, island-inspired lifestyle near Panama City Beach. Here, that idea has a physical setting, a completed exterior, water nearby, and outdoor space that would later receive a separate post-construction improvement. Stage 6 brings the everyday finished surfaces into focus. Porcelain plank flooring extends through the main living areas, with transitions meeting at doors and adjoining rooms. Tile, interior doors, base, casing, shelving, and trim build clean, finished edges. Earlier rough-in locations now have to meet the finish plan precisely. Cabinetry arrives and moves into position. Alignment, level, spacing, door swing, appliance openings, and service access matter before the tops lock the layout together. Every cabinet opening depends on plumbing and electrical locations planned weeks earlier. Every switch and light depends on a box already placed, and every supply register depends on a duct route now mostly hidden. Stage 7 adds the countertops, backsplash, and final details. The kitchen view on screen shows light tops defining the island and perimeter work surfaces, white cabinets establishing the storage plan, a dark backsplash adding contrast, and porcelain plank flooring connecting the room. Lighting, plumbing trim, switches, appliances, hardware, and final paintwork bring separate installations into one composition. At this point, the How We Build roadmap moves toward final quality reviews, the new home celebration, and closing. Minto's 10-step quality assurance program describes a longer relationship that includes meeting the builder, quality checks, the How We Build review, celebration and closing milestones, homeowner education, quick response emergency service, a move-in visit, a mid-year visit, and a year-end visit. Stage 8 is the finished home reveal. The kitchen is fully readable with island, perimeter cabinetry, backsplash, lighting, and living area working together. Bedrooms feel bright and calm. Baths show cabinetry, showers, mirrors, fixtures, and lighting. Laundry, garage, and storage areas are ready for everyday use. This is the completed home, and the reveal carries more meaning because we saw the work underneath. Look back mentally at the rough-in images. Behind these calm walls are wiring routes, plumbing lines, vents, ducts, backing, framing, straps, and tie-down locations that shaped the finished surfaces. A chronological construction record helps explain how rooms developed and why visible service points landed where they did without certifying concealed conditions. Minto's stated efficiency package includes LED lighting, water-saving fixtures, efficient glazing, insulation, sealed ducts, fresh air intake, and high-efficiency heating and cooling. Those choices support the community's efficiency and low-maintenance narrative. Actual performance still depends on installation, commissioning, operation, maintenance, climate, and the final as-built home. The electrical panel appears before and after finish, creating a practical visual reference. Kitchen, living spaces, bedrooms, baths, laundry, garage, and outdoor areas now read as a connected whole. The finished photography is more than a reveal. It is the final visible layer of the decisions and coordination we followed. After the original home was completed, the screened enclosure was added as a separate post-construction improvement. It was not part of the original home build, and it should not be understood as part of Minto's standard specification. 4 time-lapse recordings capture different portions of this separate edition, and this long-form cut includes representative footage from all 4. The existing roof and covered slab establish the starting framework. New screened wall sections define the enclosure while preserving views toward the water. The sequence shows materials arriving, framing members aligning, openings taking shape, and screen panels closing the space. The open covered patio becomes a protected outdoor room. Finished photographs reveal broad screened views and a comfortable connection between indoor living and the landscape. This post-construction addition is its own improvement project, separate from the original home build. Attachment points, alignment, roof relationships, door operation, drainage, and finished details deserve thoughtful review. The time-lapse records visible progress without claiming facts the footage cannot establish. What makes the complete timeline useful is the connection between layers. Structure supports the space. Moisture management materials protect the shell. Plumbing, electrical, and HVAC make the home function. Insulation and efficient components support comfort. Finish trades make the rooms personal. Documentation connects those milestones. My buyer representation service fits naturally into that timeline. I walk the home for my customers, record visible progress, communicate observed concerns to the builder, seek a response or correction, follow up, and keep my buyers regularly informed. That advocacy supports communication. It does not make me an inspector, engineer, builder, code official, or guarantor, and it does not replace independent inspection services. Minto's materials emphasize quality checks, homeowner education, and follow-up. This archive complements that process by preserving a visual chronology. It cannot certify concealed conditions or guarantee performance. It can help a buyer remember what was visible, recognize where questions belong, and appreciate the coordination completed before move-in. Trinidad Bay stands complete in Latitude Margaritaville Watersound. From the prepared home site to framed openings, behind the walls systems, porcelain plank flooring, and finished rooms, the original home was documented one milestone at a time. The screened outdoor space beside the water came afterward as a separate post-construction addition. You've now seen Trinidad Bay take shape, from the structure and systems behind the walls to the finishes, completed home, and screened outdoor space. When I represent buyers, I document visible progress, communicate concerns to the builder, follow up, and keep my buyers informed. If you're planning a home at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound, I'd love to help. Contact me, and let's talk about your next move.